a single question: where in my life do I need more peace and less noise? Into a book idea, a fitness habit, a 3-year goal you didn't think was possible. No equipment needed, no experience needed, just a chair and 5 minutes. I'm Greg, your guide master for the 6 transformational path: stillness, scaling, creator, sports, authorship, and thinker. Every day we run through all 6 live with real people working through real goals. Today you're here from my sister Rosara, my brother Victor, my sister Martha. We hear from the golden boy, Brother Lawrence, and of course our leader, Dr. Pena, as we go through this together. So let's start with stillness. Go ahead and find a chair. Go find a chair, sit down, and let us begin. And what I will do is share my screen, and we will get started. How's everybody feeling today?
Feeling great.
Energetic.
Awesome, awesome,
Wasted.
awesome. We're going to have an amazing time together, so let us get started. So as you see here, we will be having a live experience today covering these amazing chapters and paths. We want you to welcome you to our website, 6tpswclub.com. You'll find a wealth of information there and plug in and learn a lot more about us. And we want you to join our school platform, 6tpsw Club. There you'll find great opportunities for you to be plugged in and continue to build yourself even more. So as we kind of look at our 6 paths and our legacy and our framework, we're going to spend really great time with each and every one. But today we're going to start with stillness. So I'm going to show you a short video. Let's show you a short video. But the first thing that we want you to do is to put your feet down, have your feet on the ground, put your hand on your legs, and begin to receive what we see as an important practice called stillness. So let us begin. Let us begin. It's great practice. So in every breath of nature, we find peace, balance, and life. So we're going to practice breathing in. We're going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to release, and we're going to do that. So this is one of our practice of getting centered into ourselves. As we kind of look at this, we're going to begin the opening by really putting yourself, closing your eyes, forgetting about anything that's on your mind, and begin a period of awareness. And then through the awareness, you will start to center yourself on paying attention to only yourself. And through that experience, you'll have wellness, and you'll begin to practice the art of stillness. So let's begin the benefit of it. Let's breathe in, and let's count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do it again. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's exhale again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you kind of feel that experience, and as you quiet the noise around you, how are people feeling right now?
Excellent. Feeling good.
Awesome, awesome. And what was that experience like of spending 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes of your day, centering yourself and really paying attention to only your breathing and your body, and releasing your jaw, releasing your arms, relaxed mode? Victor, how did that feel being in that state of mind?
Feel like I love myself very much.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And Sister Martha, what was one word that came to mind while you were sitting there enjoying this experience with just you, Sister Martha? What was that experience like?
Good morning. I say thank you, God, because I am here.
Awesome. Yes, a period, the centeredness of gratitude came in, and you felt very connected to all the amazing things that are going to be going on in your life. So again, let's continue going, and we will continue again as we kind of look at getting into that space. Visual aids are always very helpful. And one of the things is our goal in the stillness path is quiet the mind, get rid of all of the noise, connect with yourself, and build strength in your spirit, and that sets the tone for an amazing day. Thank you, Martha, for sharing that. I'm grateful for being alive, waking up this morning. It's not promised. Our next step is our scale and dreamer path. One of the things that's important for each and every one of us is to clarify our vision and be very certain where we want to go and really look at a bigger picture and take massive action. So today we're going to practice something, and I hope that each and every one of you can see it. We're going to create a word wall. If you go on the chat today, you'll see an HTML, and you should see this blue page that comes up, word wall. You don't have to put your name. Your name is optional. Let's see if who can participate in it. But if I'm going to type in my name here, and one of the things I want you to think about is, as you think of scaling, what's one word that comes to mind? So I'm going to get this activity started. So let's see if folks can participate. If your word doesn't come up, then I'll type it for you. So I'm going to type in my first word, which is big. So again, now it's not working. So let's see if I could create it from somewhere else. All right, well, technology today will not assist us. We will create our own word wall. So I want you to think of a word that comes to mind when you think of scaling. What's the one word that comes to mind, Victor?
Victorious.
Victorious. Okay, great. Sister Rosario, what's one word that comes to mind when you think of scaling?
Success.
Okay, awesome. Dr. Pena, what's one word that comes to mind when you think of scaling?
Accountability.
Accountability. A word that comes to mind for me is responsibility. So, part of our building our word wall is that it's a collective process here. That each and every one of our word. Martha, what word comes to you when you think of scaling?
Continuo.
Okay, yeah, continuity is very important. Continuous growth, continuous expansion. Again,
Mm-hmm.
we look at opportunities, and let's continue going with our next dreamer path, and that's the creative path. One of the beliefs that we have is that we like to create opportunities and every single day, and we want to live on purpose. So our contribution to the world, to our families, to our community, is always looking to create something. So what are you building today? What are you building today? So Brother Vic, what are you building today?
Today, I am building peace, and I am building the platform to be able to deliver on my contract at the end of this month to produce an audiobook.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Sister Martha, what are you creating today?
I create happy. Everything that made me happy, happening in my life.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Happiness is an important uh, contribution to the world that changes people's lives. Dr. Pena, what are you creating today?
Team building with Camilo, with my son.
Awesome.
Like giving him responsibility to do stuff.
And you're leveraging your family, you're leveraging business partner, and through leveraging what's possible, Dr. Pena, when you can impart on him some of your knowledge and wisdom, and he could do it. What do you benefit from that?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So again, every day I want you to write a question. What am I creating? However small, however medium, however big, we want to create something. This morning, I created a short video. I struggled with it. I played around with it, and at the end of the day, there's work to do, and it's a work in progress. But I had a completed project, so I felt a sense of completion, even though there's more work to do. So just utilizing as technology is your friend. So again, how was that video earlier today? For a first time making a video, being influenced by my sister Martha and Rosario and Victor, and Dr. Pena has over 2,000 videos on his social media. How was that experience like for me and feedback, knowing that I did that for the first time. The stillness video, love some constructive feedback on the ability to create something and share it with others and get some feedback. Did I need to go
I
back
got
into
you.
the lab and do it again?
That's the responsibility of that we have to create stuff, to build legacy
Mhm.
always, constantly. In our case, it's like at least dedicate 100 minutes to post, to create what are you doing to inspire people and to change completely people and transform people to make them better. Creations is key. It's a you become a maker, a creator of stuff, things, and anybody at any moment in any place with using our system can dedicate a couple of minutes to create, to think about it, and to put it into practice.
Yeah, that's so important. But Dr. Pena, as we are humans, the reality come fear, false evidence appearing real, knocks on our door every day. And I said, I'm still going to do it. I don't care if it's not finished. I'm going to still do it. I'm going to still show and get some feedback. And that's what I hear from you this morning. That be encouraged, continue on moving, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but keep on building. So, Brother Vic, Sister Rosario,
I got you.
what was your experience with my first time doing a video?
I got you. What I'd say to that is, um, you know, there's a couple of steps to this, right? The first step is having the courage and the strength to try and to actually do it, right? And then there's the doing it again and doing it again and repetition. Eventually, you start to learn things. I mean, I've been making videos since my son started playing basketball, and each time I learned something new. Like when I was putting together my video yesterday, I learned for the first time how to make the text stay with the video the whole frame. Whereas before, it would just kind of go away mid-frame, and I just wanted it to stay longer, and I stumbled on it. And I'm like, oh, that's how you do it, right? And so again, even someone who has done, a few more videos than you, I'm still learning, and you just keep doing it, and you get better. And the key is to retain what you learn so that you don't have to keep relearning something.
And I'm inspired because this community feeds me every day. I enjoy and celebrate each and every one of your wins, and it encouraged me to have a leap of faith and do it too. So, thank you all for uh, leading from the front and allowing me to come right in and join this amazing community. So, let's continue going on to our next path, our sports passionate path. We believe that there's an opportunity each and every day to move, whether you're walking, whether you're standing in place, whether you're going outside, whether you're going to the gym. And today we're not going to actually do any movement today. Last week we practiced exercising and movement from a still chair. And one of the things that we do is that we believe it's important to track. So we use Strava as a way to track because data is important. We always look at building endurance and getting stronger and stronger every day. And the reality is, many of us, we wake up this morning and we don't feel like doing it. So embrace the challenge. So, any champions online who've done some amazing work in this space could share one tip that they have on being consistent with your sports path. What is your path and how do you stay consistent? So, Sister Rosario, what's your sports path and how do you stay consistent? You're muted.
Consistency, I do mostly with the run, walk, run. However, I don't do the running. So I walk at different speed. When I went to the cardiologist, she says to me, "Do you walk all the time the same speed?" I said, "Pretty much." She says, "Well, what about walking? And if you're walking slow, you walk slow. Then in the middle of it, you pick up a little speed for a minute or two, and then you go back to slow." So every exercise has its own modification to fit the personal needs.
That is so paramount what you just said, that you're applying a principle, but you're personalizing it, and it's still the same principle: run, walk, run. It's just a different pace, a different cadence. I really enjoy that. That's phenomenal. heard you speak many times before, Sister Rosara, but this stuck with me today. Brother Vic, what's your sports path, and how do you stay consistent?
So I'm a baseball player by nature, and I'm actually committed to running the marathon next year. And I've been picking up the running again. And the visual that I keep getting is the very first time that I ran an event for the New York City Road Runners Club. Um, I was running and I was doing like this uphill, and because I was a beginner runner, I started at the end of the race, and so I was at the end of the race, and I was one of the last people to come aboard, and I just remember, what triggered it was what Rosalda said, that she doesn't do the running, she does the walking. There was this couple that was probably up there, late 60s, early 70s, but they were up there, and they started about 100 yards ahead of me, right? And I just kept remembering, right, that I started out running. I was doing the run, walk, run. And as I was running, I would catch up to them. I would become within like maybe 20 yards of them, right? But then when I'd start to, stop, right? Like they were walking so fast that they would start to get like the 50, 60, 70 yards ahead. And this pattern would repeat itself. I'd run, I'd get close to them. I'd start walking. And then at one point, as I got tired, I was kind of like walking and walking, and they were just like, once again up to 100 yards ahead of me. And this went on for probably the first mile and a half of the race. I couldn't catch these old folks. And at one point in time, Andy told me, when you run, remember you're running your own race. You're not running against anyone. And I was like, damn it. Like, I'm gonna catch these old folks, man. I'm like, I'm still in my 40s, man. I cannot let these people finish the race before me. And I think it was like around mile two and a half. I just went for it. I just ran and I ran and I ran and I ran and I ran. And I finally passed them. But, I remember Dr. Pina telling the story of how Andy outpaced himself one day and he beat him at a race, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after I passed them, I was about 20 yards up, but I was gassed. I was gassed. And they finished the race before I did. It was so disheartening. And and ever since then, I've learned the art of pacing. I've learned the art of, being consistent, to your initial question and just staying the course. You know, I never forget that as I pace myself.
Well, listen, you had another paramount comment. Through adversity, there's opportunity, there's revelation, there's wisdom, there's guidance that comes from that. So if you weren't getting dusted by some old folks, you wouldn't have that revelation. So with every situation, there's a win. There's a win. Dr. Pena, what's your sport? I know that you finished a race, a 5K recently. You're recouping, but what's your sport, and how do you stay consistent? Because you're one of the most consistent guys I've ever seen in this sports path.
Yeah, I started now for the first time yesterday. I didn't send any pictures to you, but I started yesterday swimming. And we in Kissimmee, Orlando, in our community, they created a swimming pool, beautiful big swimming pool for the clubhouse of the community. And it's an amazing. It has a gym. I've been in the gym, and it has a swimming pool, beautiful and hot swimming pool. I went. I said to my wife, "Okay, let's go. It's 11 a.m. I have a couple hours free. Let's go there." And you cannot say this woman, "Let's go out." Let's go. Really? Oh, okay. Hold on. And she show up, and she got a fall because the floor was wet and something like that, but it was safe. And I went. I took my bathing suit, and I took like a half an hour swimming as a cross training. So now I'm gonna be more cross training, more biking, more swimming. Now that I started the whole process, first time I used the swimming pool, and it's a nice, full of people, full of kids, and like Rio at 11, 12. Very hot in Florida. Love it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you shared that because swimming is a lifetime sport. You can do it, as Victor was talking about, the old folks in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and it's a full body exercise. It's great for your heart, it's great for your full muscle extraction. So I'm glad you mentioned that, Dr. Pena, because oftentimes we have access and we don't take advantage, but it's a great way to really master this path here. And whatever your choice is, whether you're walking, whether you're running, whether you're like Sister like Martha and dancing, it doesn't really matter. And so we're encouraging you to do something. So, Sister Martha, what's your sport of choice? Did I name it already, or do you have another one? Is it dancing?
Yeah, I continue to dance every day. And also, I practice Tai Chi, Tai Chi, dancing. I walk when I wash my dish. I I walk and running in the same place. Um, and this help you. Uh, help you the body. We have to move the body no matter what happens. No matter what, the body don't want you uh, do has to do some movement every day because
Awesome.
this part to the life
Yeah,
to
and it's
to
great that
move.
you could do different things at different times. So you have a nice toolbox there, Sister Martha.
Yeah.
Tai Chi is very disciplined, and dancing and walking.
The Tai Chi that I do is a movement slowly and it's not like a stay. Before I practice Tai Chi, um, more they do it more time and it's slow. But now this Tai Chi, the movement is like wind, wind.
Mhm.
And you flow very slow and they don't give it pain to you. Yeah.
Amazing,
Hmm.
amazing. Well, thanks for all sharing. As we see, we are one community. We all have different paths. I like walking. I like walking 2 or 3 miles every day around the football field near my house, and it is peaceful and it's allows me to really focus and get things done. So thank you all for sharing. And as you can see in this community, we share a lot of similarities and we share different things, but the practice is still the same. Movement is important, consistency is important, and creativity is important. You don't have to stick with one item, that you could do multiple things through the course of a day or through the course of the week. So let's move on to our next path, authorship path. We believe that each and every one of us has a book in us or multiple books in us. So, Dr. Pena, do you remember the first book you wrote, or is that too long
The
ago for
Passion
me
of
to?
Dreams, La Pasión de los Sueños, 1990.
1990. Wow.
Yeah.
And how does that come so quick? I just asked you a question. You already knew that, like, it was your name.
You never forget your first book. Never, never.
Exactly, exactly.
But it's like your first baby, like your baby, where you were, what were you doing, who were in the place. So yeah, The
Yeah,
Passion of
no,
Dreams is called.
nice. And what inspired you to write that book? What
I
stimulated?
spend like we're doing every day reading and writing and criticizing with the Cesar Vallejo workshops in the
Mhm,
university.
mhm.
So I went as a member just to read, write, to become a better writer and poet. And through challenges, through competition, through frustration, years after years, reading and writing. So I became in '84. So I spent 4 years understanding writers and things like that. And when I saw that everybody was writing their books, I said, "Wow, this is the moment." And I just went. I published my first books, 1990. Yeah, 1990. And with that book, La Pasión de los Sueños, The Passion of Dreams, I was now motivated to, do a movement that later on became the Meta Poetry Movement in 90, from 90 to 93. No, in the 90, I published the book and also the manifesto. Not knowing, it was not connected, the movement. It just show up.
So, Dr. Pena, share with us the everyone thinks it's hard and it's an effort. It's not hard, but how many pages was that book, and how long did it take you to write
That
that?
pages is less than 100 because it's about his poem.
Mhm.
So every poem is like painting a Mona Lisa because it has to be new and specific. It belongs to a movement. Everybody knows at what level you are whenever you read when you write a poem. So to be a poet is to create something new in every poem that you do. And poet, they know exactly where you are, and if it's original, no, if you're copying, or if you belong to a past movement of poetry. So when you know a poet, it's like you really know if this guy is a real writer or not. If he's
Mhm.
imitating someone or something, and if it's in a past movement that nobody pay attention to and things like that. So poets are very kind of they know the words, what to do, and we know when a verse is completely new and that's change or transform us. We feel very some kind of a very joy in reading this guy. Like when you write the best author from Borges from Argentina, and you read his writing, it's like you're reading these amazing inventions in words that create some kind of emotion, some kind of feeling. So that's what we want when we write.
So, three more questions because I wasn't expecting to do an interview, but this is so profound and rich. One, if you were to write, what lesson did you learn that if you were writing a book today that you didn't know 40 years ago?
um so now it's I created a movement. My poetry, my writing, whenever I introduce a new poet, I do the introductions or publish a book of them, it has to be about my system and theory, or meta poetry, because now I want to advance a movement. Um, I think the best experience is I I was not supposed to stop the reading and the writing the movement. So being part from the beginning of a society of writers. That at the end of the day, I think we have it right here. Is the authorship part is bringing that. We cannot see because we knew, and we started in April with Dr. Hardy. Oh, now I mean, like, let's create an identity, and we'll see how amazing and bestseller and school system we're gonna be creating from now on. Because consistently every day thinking the words, writing something, having a writing projects, really become an intellectual. And most of the systems, schools, and gurus that exist is because they have a book. I mean, we cannot be talking about Hardy if it's not that I wrote this book, I wrote this book, and now I create this thing, and now I have the scaling, and now it's book is the principle where leader become great. So being here in the authorship part, you're gonna become great, really, really great, because you're forced to write. And writing is an invention of 2,000 years. So, we have millions of years. We only have a couple of thousands of years writing. So that's why it's very difficult for people to write. And it's just write, it's just think, read something, something, post something. Give it a name, put it in a book, like thousands of people are doing.
Awesome, awesome. And my last comment to you, Dr. Pena, what advice would you give someone writing a book right now, just like us, to fast track the process? You've had over 4 decades of experience. What's one thing that you would say that we should do that maybe you didn't do it, or that you learned in your journey that can make this process easier?
You have to have a title and you have to have a cover. Now, as a publisher, you start from there, and then you have your index. First thing you do, I'm gonna have 3 chapters, 5 chapters, and then it's easier now with AI. We don't know now who is writing a book or who's not writing a book, who's original now or not. We don't care now because what we care is about the message that you have to the world, or the system that you bring into the world, or the creator path that you bring into the world, and how you that creation of you is scaling that, and that's kind of the most important. You will see how before and after our deadline, how how amazing we're going. Each one of us is going to be, because writing and creating books is the ultimate achievement for anybody, rich and poor.
Awesome. That is really amazing. Thanks for sharing that, and thanks for the impromptu knowledge share. Because in this community here, we believe everyone has an ability to contribute to what you described is powerful, and to be able to continue on. So our goal is to help you to capture your ideas, encourage you to write daily, because ideas start with words and phrases and sentences, right, Dr. Pena? Then it becomes a chapter, then it becomes a book, and
That's
to
true.
share your message, to be open to sharing your journey and your message with everyone, because then you're going to be encouraged that, wow, that I can't wait till the next book comes out, Sister Martha. The next book comes out, Brother Victor. Can't wait till your book on dancing comes out, Sister Martha, because then that stimulates excitement and energy in you to get it done. So as we look at the authorship path, we believe that each and every one of us will contribute. So stay in the space, contribute to this community here, and your book will be soon to come. So appreciate you for that. And lastly, we're going to talk about what we believe is a great flow and a great feeding of our mind is really our thinker's path. And as Dr. Pena said, we are reading Dr. Benjamin Hardy's book, Scaling, and we believe that critically, reading daily, and applying the wisdom which we've applied from the beginning of the year every single time allows us to really grow. So I'm just gonna not go into gonna share my screen. We're just gonna share how excited we are with Dr. Benjamin's book. I'm just gonna share a quick highlight of why we are super excited. Dr. Hardy's book has three pillars. Changing your frame. We spend a lot of time really looking at setting impossible goals and compressing our timelines. You hear many times, a couple of days ago, we talked about a 10-year dream to a 3-year dream. Sounds scary even thinking about it. The second pillar, which we would focus on for the whole year, is raising the floor. We believe that we have to be honest and we have to simplify the system, that if it's complex, it's not going to be scalable. And our last piece that we talked about was accelerating, building a scalable model and a team, because by yourself you could only do so much, but with a team you can leverage. So anyone want to share their takeaways from this book? I mean, we're not going to read today, but we're going to really just focus on these three pillars. Any one of these three pillars jump out at you, or kind of as a
For
revelation?
me, it's the changing your frame. The moment we change, uh, we study who we are as a 60p. We change the IPI. We change the name. We change the time frame. We give us a day, man. We know who we are, what we wanted to, and we came up with the impossible goal. Everything changed from us. All of us changed completely. The system itself. Now I know I accelerated everybody, and I know I push everybody to the limit. It's because we wanted to have the system completely undone and in place, so that we can go now, accelerate and bring the super cool. But the frame was working only for us at 5 a.m., but it's not working for everybody. We cannot bring it to everybody. We cannot bring a complete system that we've been in every day for 2 years, and that now we can bring it to the world, and it's been received. It's been received for our friends, for our family, and for our community. And we know it's not enough. We have to bring it to the world is 8 billion people, so we want to bring it at least to a million. And we find that the innovative ways to bring it up And it was because we just changed the frame. You know, when you change completely the frame and you say, "Oh, I'm stagnated. I don't know what's going on," and let's use the time as a tool, and let's use also as a psychological tool, and let's use the impossible goal as a tool. It's not. He says it's not a reality, but we know that at the end it's a reality. Because, you know, when you put the deadline and the number, oh man, it would be great if you have that number, and that number is happening every day. You know, someone is happening in a week, in a day, in a second, in a minute. Someone is getting the $1 million. So you know, then it becomes our reality. You know, and if you have a frame that is completely changed, then you go through the process of raising the floor. And when you raise the floor, now you're naked. Now you are in. Yeah, now you're in problem. Yeah, now you're in trouble. You know. And I'm reading the book. This is my seventh, probably eighth time that I read the book. And yesterday I went to the Zion. I think it's Zion in English. Zion, this basketball player, the big guy, but he was doing what he was not supposed to do, that which is that's the floor. I was eating, and the bad friend, the bad nutrition systems, you know, and it was like a below his floor, you know. And now everything that we do and everything that we do is just to increase the floor and to increase maturity, responsibility, accountability, you know, to be committed, but to be accountable so that you can be the best. And that's what we do in 60p. Everybody's like trying bringing the best every day. Now, you know, bring the pill to the world. How we're gonna bring it to them? It's an amazing uh, project that we are here building together.
That's amazing. And the question I posed, Dr. Pena, is what would you do differently if your 11-year goal, 10-year goal has a 3-year deadline? And again, it speaks to what you spoke about. So, Sister Martha, Sister Rosario, Brother Vic, any of the other pillars jump out at you?
I mean, for me, and Dr. Pina touched on this shortly. For me, it's raising the floor, right? It's really understanding what is the lowest level you're willing to achieve, right? And basically, you know, this concept of raising the floor takes a lot of permutations because it's not just what's the lowest level, but it's like where is the standard the least, right? And when you think about where is the standard the least, this is good enough. Anything less than this is not good enough. And when you raise that, you're immediately going from a state of something that may be good or mediocre, but this next, when you raise the floor immediately to the next standard, like this is better, right? And and when you do that, other people immediately see that and they either subscribe to what you're doing or, you know, they just stay in the same place. And I like your line, Greg. The bottom is too crowded, right? So I see you at the top.
Exactly, exactly. Well, I appreciate you for always reminding me on that because there's opportunity. It's a choice, a personal choice. So today, as we conclude, and as I stay competitive with my brother Vic at 6:48 in the morning, crack of dawning, I
Here we
want
go.
to ask you a question. What's the one bold action you're going to put on your list that you're going to read every morning and every night until it's done? What's one bold action you're going to put on your list and read every morning and every night until it's done? One person in this room said 3 high-paying clients this week. I think Vic, I put that on you. 3 high-paying clients this week. You want to own that? You want to take that?
Let's go.
Okay.
I'm with it.
Yeah, not a free volunteering paid client. So you know that's the kind of goal that we kind of need to have big and ambitious on our list. And I only pulled that from you, Vic, because you said you were going to do that, right? You said a little while ago you said you were going to do that. So let's have big dreams and scaling dreams, and we'll see you all at the top. Join our club, right on school, 6TP Join our website, plug in, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
See
All
you
right.
tomorrow. Bless
Bye
day,
bye.
everybody.